Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is from the 12th to the 26th of April 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle, and this is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle I'll be using today, just to draw a couple of cards from to start your reading off with. So let's see what words of wisdom the mysterious oracle has for Sagittarius for the 12th to the 26th of April 2021. What messages are here, Sagittarius, for the next couple of weeks? What does Sagittarius need to know at this time? Oh, so it's not very good with my shuffling today. But anyway, we've got 2 cards that are thrown out. You have discernment and hope. So discernment, of course, speaks of using your wise judgment. It's depicted here with the this speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil thing. And it sort of suggests knowledge coming to you which will help you make a decision wisely, see a situation for what it is, reveal all the facts and use them to judge carefully and make a wise and measured decision about something. And then you've also got hope, which of course depicts new possibilities, sort of a renewed sense of faith in what your abilities and in what is coming your way, and a general uplifting of spirits. So there you've got careful judgment, discernment, and a new hope in something. So let's see where the rest of the reading goes. So let's see what is on the cards for Sagittarius for the 12th to the 26th of April 2021. What messages are here for Sagittarius for the next couple of weeks? What does Sagittarius need to know at this time? And this is the Dark Mansion Tarot I'm using today, and I'll be drawing the usual 8 card spread, with the first 2 cards depicting you where you are now, and the second 2 cards highlighting the challenges that you face at this time, with the following 2 cards offering some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the final 2 cards, which may reveal your possible outcome. So let's see what you get. These cards tend to stick together, right? So you start with the 7 of Swords, which really pulls in the discernment straight away, and the King of Cups. And your challenges at this time are the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Right, and then you've got, for your guidance card, you've got the Knight of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. And then you have the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles in your outcome row, and the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So looking at the cards, the way they've come out, it does seem to be, this spread talks a lot about morals, decision making, truth and honesty, which, you know, brings in the discernment card straight away. But it's also honing in on emotions and what you can practically, the things that you can practically do to move towards where you want to be. So starting off with the lovely little Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and this denotes for some of you news of something that can bring you great joy and harmony, perhaps even a new love. But I get a sense here it's also about some, you know, finding something that is fascinating to you, and wanting to take that and put it into, from, you know, the initial concept, the initial thought, and put it into something practical, begin it, and to get a sense of progress. So there's, you know, something moving towards wanting to fulfill your emotional needs here as well. It may well be a new love, a new relationship starting for some of you, because you've got in your the first two cards you've got the King of Cups, and I get a sense here there's a desire to create or find a meaningful relationship with someone. So it's almost like there's a new possibility for a relationship, whether it's, you know, interpersonal, or whether perhaps it's a relationship in as much as a new hobby or a new job or a new place that you're moving to. You know, there's a sense that you want to find something that is stable, is secure, you know, something that provides that emotional stability for you that's long lasting. And for many of you, it may well be you're looking for a deep and meaningful connection, a deep and meaningful relationship, something that is a rock in stormy waters for you. And perhaps for some of you, it may well mean about you being able to provide that emotional stability and security and support to someone else. So that there's that, I get a sense that there's a desire to take a new beginning and bring it to fruition and master your emotions. But you've also got the Seven of Swords, who clearly speaks about deception, or you know, moving covertly, undercover. Perhaps the main thing I'm getting here is there's a desire to put your heart into something and acknowledge it openly, but there's a fear that it's not as deep and meaningful as you're hoping it is. So there's a fear almost of something that looks like, you know, a new love that looks like you can bring it to fruition, but there's a niggling doubt as to the authenticity of it. And there you've got discernment sort of asking you to use your judgment, to be careful, you know, to note things, to look for signs, to read between the lines, and use your judgment. And there you've got the Page of Swords. This page, like, he's a student of truth. He wants to find the truth. He wants to find his voice and speak the truth. But he needs to be able to do it in a more gentle manner. The trouble with the pages, of course, they're young, they're unsophisticated, and you know, truths that come out through the Page of Swords can sometimes be very abrasive. So there's your challenges to find the truth, to dig out the real truth beneath the sweetness, beneath what is fascinating and alluring on an emotional capacity. And you've also got the King of Pentacles here in your challenge row, showing, I get a sense the challenge is to find that stability, that groundedness, that to put whatever this desire is into a well-rooted, firmly grounded and mastered state. Something that brings you comfort and fruition. So, you know, because the King of Pentacles is all about having mastered the ability to create an abundance on a material level. You know, he's more about that groundedness and success in a material sense, whereas the King of Cups is all about success and mastering emotions, success on an emotional level. So I get a sense here, you know, as your challenge is to be really practical about this desire, this new love, that sort of you want to bring from concept into maturity. So your challenge is there to see the truth and to speak it, to be on a quest for the truth, and do that in a practical and grounded, well-rooted way. So that's laying down firm boundaries and firm plans and sticking to them and focusing on them and slowly building it up wisely and carefully. And then you've got here in your guidance row as well, in line with the Page of Swords, it's almost like taking this quest for the truth, or this truth that you may be given. The crows, by the way, in your oracle card also are bringers of truth. You know, they herald the truth. So your guidance card is sort of taking that integrity, that truth, that quest for finding the truth, and leaving deception behind, or revealing a deception, taking that and putting it into action. The Knight of Swords, again, like the Page of Swords, he's questing for the truth, but he's able to now take it a step further and really put it into physical, practical terms. To you know, it's like really leave behind any dithering and move forward with a sense of purpose and justification. So there, you know, it sort of reiterates this Page of Swords, in as much as saying, you know, actually going on this quest, actually doing something about it. You can see the Knight of Swords has a red cloak, which symbolizes his sense of purpose. You can see the wind in the horse's mane and tail, and in his cloak, and that sort of implies the moving forward very quickly. So it's without hesitation, going for it. So it's like really going for the truth, seeking it out in a very purposeful manner. And also at the same time, you're also advised to really begin to master something. The Eight of Pentacles is about learning. Like, so he's an apprentice, so he's learning his trade. So it's sort of like putting your focus into building something up in a very practical way. And again, he's in alignment with the King of Pentacles, which is about practicality and doing material work. So there, your guidance is like going for the truth in a very practical way and learning as you're going, being prepared that whatever this love or emotionally rooted thing that you're yearning for, whatever that is, you're going to have to be prepared to learn as you go along the way. And so, and I say that because the Eight of Pentacles is all about mastering something, about apprenticeship. So I sort of suggest learning, doing all the practical things you need to do, learning all the practical side to it, the physical research, and being prepared to work at something. Being prepared to work at something. And if this, you know, resonates with you as a relationship, then this implies that if you want to bring it to fruition, if you want to make it work, you're going to have to be prepared to work at it, and it's going to take a bit of learning. And if you're willing to do that, then it sort of brings you up to your final two cards, which is the Five of Swords. Again, you know, it looks like whatever this is, whatever these cups represent to you, this is something that's going to be fraught all the way through with moral dilemmas and choices that you have to make, and having to see through obscurities and use your discernment, and your judgment. You know, this is all about, the swords are all about the mind and expressing your thoughts. So it sort of shows that you come to a point where you may question the morality of this, of where you're going, or of what you're obtaining, or who you're with. Because the Five of Swords is about unfairness, in as much as, you know, imbalance in power. And the Five of Swords, the figures here depict someone who has won a battle, but it's a victory at a cost. And that cost is, you know, he may alienate others who were close to him through going for what he wants to do in a self-serving manner. So you're really called to tap into your emotional and compassionate side, for fear of hurting others while you know, strive to get what you want. So here you have like the Knight of Swords going for what he wants, what he feels is right, and he's quite a righteous figure. He's sort of very justified in what he wants to do. And if you attain that, you may well attain it, but you may do so at the peril of a relationship with someone else, or, you know, you may simply just feel a little bit guilty or a lot guilty about how you've treated people along the way to get to where you want to be. That's what that card is all about. So it's sort of a bit of a warning in this reading to, you know, you may well be going after something that fascinates you, something that you compelled towards because it brings up a lot of emotions for you. But as you go along, you must do not fool yourself. Do not allow yourself to be fooled by your motives, by your actions. You know, I really get a feeling that this is about relationships, and how there's a possibility for a good connection, and a desire for a good connection, but there's a fear of it being somehow imbalanced on with regards to fairness, you know, with regards to give and take. And that's why you get this message here that you're really going to have to work at it in a practical sense, and it's going to take a lot of work. It's not just going to be something that falls into place and is all lovey-dovey. But you've still got your Hope Oracle card, and that brings you to the end here. That shows that you'll get a sense of making progress. I get a feeling that this is for relationship in the offing that is going to be steeped in lessons, in moral lessons, and learning about interacting with people and how words can hurt, and how we can fool ourselves, or how we can allow ourselves to be fooled by others. But ultimately it shows a sense of making progress in a very practical way. And that's what the Three of Pentacles, this is the apprentice, and here is the master. So it shows that you can get there. It's just going to be hard work, focus, and something that is a lot more grounded and practical than just emotionally fulfilling and all about the heart. It's almost like your heart's luring you into something, but this is something that's going to teach you lessons on how to master your resources, and how to stick to something, how to work at it in a practical sense, and then ultimately you get that reward, that sense of progress, that sense of mastering it. And you've got the hope. So, you know, it's it's a good reading all in. I mean, it's a good spread all in all. That, you know, it's got a few warnings, and but it's ultimately got this underlining oracle message that there is hope for this. There is hope for it. It's just going to take work. It's going to take honesty. It's going to take time and practicality, even though it's something that begins very emotionally for you. So it's an emotional pull towards a connection with something that you really want to make strong and long lasting, which you can, but you're going to have lessons and difficulties in being honest or in seeing the truth. And, you know, you have to be cautious of not stepping over others in order to get what you want, and be prepared to learn, be prepared to focus and put a lot of effort into it and use your resources carefully. But ultimately you can get there. You can feel that sense of mastering and that sense of progress and having learned something, having gained a skill. So there you have it, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you. And if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons. And then have yourself a good couple of weeks. And God bless you till we meet again.